Hello, thank you for joining us on this website authoring number 9. This task we're looking at coming up with a class within the style sheet. Now we have web page 2 open, web page 4 open, use web page 4, I do this regularly, and use the style sheet called class1.css and add a new class within the style sheet that changes the default style to be right aligned and blue. Now there's a default style for every item. There's a default style for H1, H2, H3, P, H4, H5, So what we're going to do is come up with a new class called right. So that way, whenever we say let the class be right, R-I-G-H-T, then it will be aligned right and it will be blue. And then we'll see this working. Now we've got this class1.css. Let's have a look at class 1. Now there's class 1. Now all we have to do is add a new point down here. So at the bottom we'll put dot right. Now this is the class dot right, and that would work whether it's p dot right or h3 dot right. And let us open the squiggly bracket and put, all right, if we want to use this particular class, we want the color to be blue, semicolon, and we want the text align, let's just make it normal letters, text align, we want it to be right, R-I-G-H-T, and let's close that. So let's save class 1, save that. All we've done is we've added dot right. Now that's adding a class. We've given it a name. We could call it anything here. We could have called it Bob or Sue, but let's call it dot right. And in our task, we were asked any line that starts with this. So we want to apply this class to each line that starts with the word this. Now let's look for the lines that start with the word this. If we were to just run this, first of all, run this web page, let's find it, web page 4, let's go down to, do we have web page 4 in here? All right, let's save web page 4 first of all. Let's save as, and let's save it in our document HTML. And let's save it as web page 4 HTML. And let's also save class 1, save as. We'll put that in the same folder, in HTML folder, and we'll save that as class1.css, save that. Okay, now if we go into the HTML folder and we find the document web page 4, here it is here. I'm going to open this. So right click, open with a browser, Internet Explorer. Let's have a look at it. Now right now, let's take it to, it's got style H1. Now this second sentence starts with this. We want that to be blue and that to be right aligned. At the moment it's center. This is not blue and it's not right aligned, but this is type H2 called dot right. Now they've already given it a name and said, okay, it just hasn't been applied. These, we want to apply it to these lines here. So let's go back into the web page. So let's go back into the file called web page 4. What we need to do is we need to make reference in this line to the class right. So in front of here, let's put a inside the tag. See this H1 tag? Inside the tag, before we put this gradient zone, we put a space, and let's put class equals, and let's call it right. Now that's dot right. Just by putting that inside with the less than and greater than. Now we will do that also to this line here. This also starts with it. So we'll put a space after the 2, and let's say class equals, and let's put right, because that's the only class we've got really. And we want to apply to this line here. So inside this tag, H3 tag, we put a space inside between the less than and greater than. Notice it's not behind the greater than, it's in with the H3. Class equals right. And there's another inside with the P, class equals right. And is that the only 4? Okay, that's fine. Notice inside the link, there's the less than sign, and there's the greater than sign, and you've got all these extra details in with the link, so that's the relationship, the type, href. Just like here, inside the H1 we got class equals right, H2 we got class equals right. We don't have it in this line, but we do have it in this line, class equals right. So let's save this. And you've all been looking forward to seeing if this works. I hold my breath and hope it does. Let's click it. Sorry. Let's click it there. Right click. Open with Internet Explorer. Let's see if this works. And let's slide it across to have a look. There it is. So we've got, this is subtype of H1 called right. And notice it's blue and it's aligned right this time. And that is applied only to the sentences with the word this. And that is the class and how you can enhance any line you like. We can have different classes. You can have class called Bob, you can have a class called Left, you can have a class called Mary, but it's always dot right, dot in the CSS file. You would, if you wanted to another class, you could say, while we're here, we could say dot Peter Strawberry. That's a very big name, dot Peter Strawberry. And then you could sort of say, okay, if it's dot Peter Strawberry, let the color be red. Something simple like that. If we save this, just let's apply it to 1. I hope this is working because I'm going way out on a limb here. Let's go to, say, any of these that we didn't apply. In with the first one, we will put class equals, and our class was called Peter Strawberry. Is that the class name? Well, let's find out. Save and apply. Open with Internet Explorer. And there it is. We've applied that line to be red because that particular line we said, let's make that the Peter Strawberry style, the class Peter Strawberry. So I hope you've learned something from this activity. The next activity we're going to be doing will be to do with numbered lists. So until then, stay happy.